Hello everybody, my name is Quercus Rex, and today I wanted to work through a plant with everybody to figure out what this plant is. So this I found at work, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that plant in a really long time. Let's walk through the steps here. So the very first question that is asked is whether the plant actually has flowers or whether there are no flowers. And obviously, here we have a flower. And then we're asked, like, is the flower open, or does the flower go to fruit without ever opening? And obviously, this flower is open. You can see all the parts, so clearly open. And then we're asked, is the flower bisexual or is it unisexual? And it is bisexual, as we can see here. So here we have our anthers and our pistil. The pistil is lobed, as you can see there. So yes, our flowers are bisexual. How many pistils? One pistil. And then we're asked how many whorls are present. Now, this one's kind of confusing. And this is kind of the best visualization that I could think of to show that there's really only one whorl. If we had two whorls, then underneath our, we'll call it a petal. Underneath our petal here, we would have sepals right underneath there. But since we don't have that, then what we have to conclude is that these petal-like structures are actually our sepals. We don't have petals. We only have sepals. So we've only got the one whorl. So one whorl is present. And then we need to know about the growth form. Is it an herb? Clearly not an herb. Is it a tree? Not really. It's kind of like a shrub. And here we have this picture again, asking about the flower type. Is it a catkin? Or is it just a regular flower? And here we can see that it is just it's a solitary flower. It's not a catkin. And whether the plant is parasitic or not. It's not parasitic. It's growing in the soil. It's rooted. It has green leaves, so not parasitic. And then inflorescence type. Is it a dense spike? Is it a head? Are they solitary flowers? And here we can see that the flowers are solitary. They're not in a dense head or a spike or anything like that. And then we're asked again if the flowers are unisexual or bisexual. And we do have bisexual flowers, as previously talked about. So then we need to ask ourselves, is the ovary inferior or is the ovary superior? And here, I'm showing this picture again because I think this shows the best way I know how that the ovary is superior. So the ovary is above all of the other whorls. So you have your sepals right here. The ovary is clearly above the sepals. And then we're asked if the leaves are opposite or alternate. And the plant is really large, so it was hard to get a picture under the microscope. But what you can see is that the one node down at the bottom comes off, forms a leaf, and then you have to go up a little ways to get to the next node. And then there's nothing opposite of that node. If we had opposite leaves, you would see another node coming off right across from that. So we have alternate leaves. The next thing we're asked is, are the leaves simple or are the leaves compound? And here you can see that our leaves are simple. They're lobed, but they're simple. We are then asked, do the anthers open by pores or slits? Here you can see that they're clearly slits. They're not pores. And then we are asked if the leaves are cylindrical or if they're flat. Clearly flat, not cylindrical at all. And then our leaf venation. Is it pinnate or palmate? So pinnate would be like feathers, I think is a great example. So you have veins that look kind of like feathers, whereas palmate are the veins more like the palm of your hand. And here we can see they all come off of a central area, so we would call that palmate. So if you look at your hand, all your fingers come off of a central area, so it looks kind of like your hand. And then once again, asked about growth form. Is it a vine or a shrub? Clearly not a vine, so we would go with shrub. Number of stamens, and are they clustered together or are they fused all into one bundle? And we have 5 stamens. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of them is behind, so 5. And you can see they are all clearly fused together. There's a central stalk where they all come off of. And that leads us to the family Malvaceae. And these the 2 main things that I use for Malvaceae are the way the leaves are shaped. They're simple leaves. They're lobed, sometimes deeply lobed, sometimes shallowly lobed. And they all have kind of this style of anthers. And the filament and anthers, they're all fused together into like a tube, and they all surround the pistil. So then we're asked in the Malvaceae key, we're asked how large are the flowers? Are they less than 3 millimeters or greater than 3 millimeters? When I took this picture, I didn't have a ruler, but they are large flowers. So they're bigger than 3 millimeters. Number of petals. I don't know why I use this picture for number of petals. Oh, no, I remember why. Because we don't have petals. There are 0 petals. These are all sepals, like we discussed previously. We only have 1 whorl. We don't have a whorl of petals. They're all sepals. No petals. 0. 0 petals. That leads us to the genus Fremontodendron. Within the Fremontodendron key, we're asked if we can find small silky hairs inside the flower near the base. Are they present or are they not present? They are present. These took me forever to find. They are there. They are very small. And then we're asked, are the sepals yellow with red to orange margins at the base, or are the sepals just orange to red? And we can clearly see here, there's yellow. The whole flower is yellow. And then I unfurled this flower because all the sepals are fused together to form that kind of cup. And then there's clearly like an orangish to red margin there. And that keys us out to a Fremontodendron californicum. And then I just wanted to show this picture because I think it's a really good visualization of just how hairy these leaves are. And that the hairs are what's called stellate. Like there's a single base and all of the hairs just branch off of that base. And like every part of the plant is hairy. The sepals are hairy. The leaves are hairy. Like the stem is hairy. Everything has these stellate hairs, which gives it its name, I think, the flannel bush. Like it feels very felty. And so that's Fremontodendron californicum. It's a really pretty plant. I didn't expect to come across it, especially at work of all places. But there it is in all of its glory. I hope you learned something. And if you're interested, you subscribe, like it. If you have any comments on how I can do better, that would be fantastic. But until next time, have a great day, and I'll talk to all of you later. Bye.